The man them are here. Matisse, DG in the building. What you man saying?
Yeah, man. Calm.
All good, all good. Looking forward to the weekend.
Oh, I'm not. You know the ones that actually I am, bruv. Bun you man. You man are crap. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking, hold on. When Chelsea made all them signings, I thought, right, it might be a problem. But boy, I think the signings are the problem. I think Lampard's got too many options, blood. It was easy for him when he just had to pick the kids and hope. And now he's got bare man to choose. He's making the wrong decisions, fam. Well, I've gone for Seville and that. Like, I thought you lot would have just moved to them.
Obviously, last 3 games, we've conceded 6 goals, and one of those we kept a clean sheet. So that tells you that the other 2 games were wild, right? 3-3 draws in each of them, and I think Lampard was just like, we need to settle down, build some sort of base, and we went out there, and he clearly told the team, but he clearly in his build up focused on defensive preparation, how they were going to defend structure. They definitely were improved. Silva, Mendy, and Chilwell came back into the team as well. The 2 times we've had those 3 starting, we've kept clean sheets. So as long as those 3 are fit and he doesn't tinker, this is the thing with Lampard last season. He used a lot of different centre backs, every single type of combination you can think of. Changed the fullbacks a lot. We had no chemistry or cohesion. Fair enough. We probably didn't have enough good options. He was just mixing and matching because everyone was so average. Now he's got a very clear template. He needs to keep that. Stick to that goalkeeper and back 4. Don't change it, and then hopefully they can build from it. And in terms of the attack, we didn't score a goal. I'm not too worried because we have been scoring goals. I think it was just an emphasis on focusing on defence. He just needs to stop overcomplicating things. I think, for me, again, why Mason Mount starts left wing, it's a madness to me. I know it's to maybe bring some sort of defensive, contribution to the team, bring some balance. But look, even still, you can move him to the right and put Pulisic in his best position, which is the left. He was tearing up teams at the end of the last season after lockdown. Liverpool, I remember, away, nutmeg like 3 man and set it up for Tabby. He had an absolute blinder that game, carried us basically like Hazard. And I just think to myself, even still, we weren't, I'm kind of done with the days of like, a Mount or a Willian on the wing. Like, man, Bayern Munich got Sané and Gnabry out there. They don't, do you know what I mean? Just balance out the attack.
No player, innit? Man is a meal deal Jesse Lingard, bruv. This Mason Mount, brother. That's what he is, bro. I'm tired of it, innit? He's just one of them all action, like, press machine, innit? You know, that's what man does, just presses and that. Bare pressing, fam. Button bashers. That's what he is, bro. It's terrible.
The thing is with Mount is that I still rate his quality. I think he can bring something to the team. I just think he's been playing out of position. I think if you play him in the 8, in a 3, I think you'd see the best of him. But we don't play currently a 3. We play a 4-2-3-1 with a pivot, and he doesn't get into that team. So just don't play him. Just put him on the bench. And I think when Ziyech comes back, because he can bring, he's played for Ajax, so he knows how to bring a press and a defensive contribution to the team and whatnot as well. So that's not an excuse. He definitely can bring that. I definitely don't expect to see Mount in this team. If I'm seeing it, then I'm going to be really annoyed. I mean, at the moment, Mount gets into the team over Hudson-Odoi. I don't agree with it, but I'm kind of giving up on that one, if so to speak, in time trying to fight for that, because I just don't think it's going to happen. I think Hudson-Odoi is definitely bottom of the pecking order at the moment. I don't know whether it's training. I don't know whether it's what he does on the pitch defensively or what. But when Ziyech comes back, Ziyech should be on the right. Pulisic left, Havertz playing central. Mount should not be getting that team.
But then what 2 10s are you going to, what 2 anchors are you going to play in there then?
Well, for me, I would actually go with Jorginho and Kovacic, which is very controversial in our fan base, because I just feel like they have the best understanding and chemistry together. I think they keep the ball a lot better. The ball retention is a lot better. I do feel Kante does give it away. He can win it back, but let's just not give it away in the first place, my kind of thing. I think those 2 have a better eye for a pass as well. They can get it into the 10, into Ziyech a lot faster, get us up the pitch a lot quicker. And I think if you keep the team compact, we won't get exposed so much on transition. And I think they'll be able to get through. It's not the perfect pivot, but right now Kante didn't play well against Sevilla. We were playing very well at the start of last season when he was injured. Before he came back, we was playing with that pivot that I just mentioned. And I think just take him out and just see how it goes. Because at the moment, even if he does play, it's not perfect anyway. Do you know what I mean? So there's no, Kante is no longer untouchable. That is something that should be known now. At Chelsea, France is a different ball game. He plays with Pogba and it's perfect. But for us, he's not untouchable. He's not the same Kante that was playing for Leicester or Conte or even Sarri. He had a very good season. But the last 2 seasons, we've run him into the ground a bit. We've used him when he's been coming back from an injury, and it's just, you know, it's kind of messed him up a bit. And he's a player with a lot of mileage on his clock right now. So I feel like you should expect a decline. Someone who relies on their motor a lot. Yes, he's good technically. He's got something to him, but his motor is his game. Him getting about the pitch, being the guy who covers for two men. That's his game. When you're starting to lose that, which I think he is a little bit, it's very hard to adapt. Do you know what I mean? Quick players and players that cover a lot of ground, they have to adapt when they're losing that side of their game and maybe become a little bit more reserved. So that might be a transition he's going through right now.
What are you saying for Kante, DG, blood? Because I've been telling man for a good couple seasons now, Kante ain't what he was, in it. And the thing is, he's got one of them names that he always walks into the best in the world debate, even when he's not even performing, fam. I just think, that, bro, since the World Cup final, he ain't looked good, innit? Man, forget that he got yanked off in the World Cup final because he was having a stinker. He was on a booking, bro. And he ain't recovered from that for me, bro. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't see it anymore. I really don't see it no more. I want to see it, but as you said, Matisse, he's just not good on the ball. He's never been good on the ball. Before, he's someone who just won the ball and gave it simple, innit? But I think he very much relies on having someone close to him when he wins the ball to take it off him. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he's not good. He's not gonna break the lines with a pass. He doesn't carry the ball well either. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the decline has been obvious to me, but a lot of people are still like, oh no, there's still a player in there. I think he's done.
To be fair, you know, it's a natural decline. Like Matisse said, there's been a lot on the motor. He is getting on a bit. I mean, decline is a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, Ronaldo's declined in comparison to Ronaldo. He's still a competent footballer. With that, you know, people need to accept that. You man are saying it's not the Kante of tomorrow. I think he's got more quality on the ball than people give him credit for, and he's definitely improved that since Conte's been getting on the need. But it's almost a square peg in a round hole. I do think over the course of the season, you need a Kante or someone within your role that could do that, because, you know, Lampard can pass until he wants. You need to be able to shut out games. Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. So, you know, he does have qualities, and in a good way, you know, he's different. That's almost, it's a weakness when you, I guess, when you want to play football and stuff, but it's a strength because, you know, Jorginho, Kovacic, they're similar guys. It's almost either or, you know. Mount's qualities, you know, he's a bit better defensively, I'd say, than definitely Jorginho, but he's, you know, he's a player you want to more speak about in the attacking third. So I think if Kante was going to be moved on, they need to bring in someone. I know Declan Rice isn't the same guy per se, but that's where I kind of get the links to him. You know, there's a lot of midfielders on the book at Chelsea. I still think he's got qualities, but it's like Matisse said, it's like he's not invincible. He is on the decline. You know, he is going to have bad games, which he has been happening, but I still think they need him in the side. And I remember Lampard's comments. Lampard messes with him heavy, and he spoke about him. And considering the player Lampard was, it's almost like Arteta, where I look at the position the manager used to play in with a bit more scrutiny. Surely Lampard has an appreciation for someone that will do the dirty arts of the game. You know, obviously Makelele and Kante, they're not the same player, but they're always mentioned together. So I think Kante will have something to say this season, and I do think they need him, really and truly. If they get rid of him, I think they need someone else that could do that, because it's almost like at Arsenal. I wanted Torreira to stay because Partey coming is one thing, but what happens when you want to shut out games or Partey isn't there? You know, you need different midfielders that kind of complement this whole side, and every sort of midfielder right now, excluding Kante at Chelsea, seems a bit similar for me anyways.
Yeah,
I think Makelele was more technical though. Do you know what I mean? Makelele was better on the ball, better on the half turn, breaking the lines and stuff. I feel like Kante is literally your engine, and it's your energy.
Yeah,
that's what it gives you. He doesn't have the range of passing, and that's what's killing him, I think. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the physical attributes ain't enough now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're playing a different game of football now. Like, I think it's become more technical. And I think that's why they're looking at Declan Rice. Declan Rice hasn't got the mobility that Kante's got, but he's got the passing. Do you know what I mean? He can break lines.
He's better than Kante.
Yeah, and he ticks the ball. You know what I mean? Both feet, and he spreads it and all of that. I think that if you see with Kante, if you press him more often than not, he just give you the ball, bro. Like, I watched the last Chelsea League game, bro, and there was like a 5-minute spell where every time he got the ball, he just gave it away. And I was like, bro, like, what is this? Like, this is the brother that these men were talking about, best in the world and that. And it didn't look like it, bro. Like, it honestly looked like he's devoid of any bit of confidence right now.
And just to add on that, I think for me at the moment when I look at Kante, he doesn't feel very much part of the team. He looks like he's an individual who's still trying to do his job, but it doesn't really mesh with what we're trying to do when we have the ball. And I always say a good way of defending is keeping the ball. And if you keep having turnovers, eventually you're going to get bitten. Do you know what I mean? He can't keep retrieving every single ball that he may give away or someone else may give away. So keeping the ball for me is a good way of defending. If you're gonna have a shaky defense like we are, we've got Thiago Silva who can play out from the back as well, so there shouldn't be an issue there. Mendy looks competent. The one thing I will say about Kante is he used to be good at breaking lines with his dribbling. But that kindness has faded away, maybe with the motor coming down a bit. And also Sarri, when he was here, did improve Kante technically. He played him in a box-to-box role where he would get up the pitch and he would do a lot of the dribbling through the lines. He did take a few shots and he scored a few goals. He was a little bit more of a complete player, but I think, you know, since Lampard's come in, he's probably regressed in that area again, as Lampard's probably pushed him back to his natural position. He also played DM. Yeah. He also played DM after lockdown as well, which I didn't like as a sole DM, a lone DM. I didn't really like him playing that position when we had possession. But I wouldn't obviously exclude Kante. Of course not. You don't do that. But for me, I would try starting Kova and Jorginho, especially in home games against lesser opponents. Bring on Kante to solidify things. But I think our midfield won't see any sort of real balance until Billy Gilmour comes back from injury. I think when he comes back, if he gets back to the level that he was playing at when Roy Keane was speaking about him, when he had those two man-of-the-match back-to-back performances against Liverpool and Everton, he was looking like a complete midfielder because he can play the ball through the lines. He's got the ball, the passing ability, but he's also got grit, determination to make the tackles, to track runners, to win headers despite his size. So he's a player that I think when he comes back, then our midfield can change dynamic-wise. I think it'll be a big addition.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll just be, I think Kovacic carries the ball well, innit? That's what he gives you. He can pass, but he also carries it well. I think Kante used to carry it well. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that the Kovacic in there, and what you're saying, Jorginho.
Yeah, at the moment, but when Gilmour comes back, I would love to see Gilmour and Kovacic. I think that
really Gilmour ahead of Jorginho.
Not straight away, but I definitely think Gilmour has more potential. So as time goes on, I would expect Gilmour to get that place because of his mobility. The thing is with Jorginho is he is quite slow. So you do have to play very compact, like how Sarri did. You can't leave too much gaps. So Lampard is the complete opposite, right? He likes to press way up the pitch, leave.
Sorry, guys, man. Apologies. I'm having a good day. They're getting on to me about the Bayern Munich shirt. I'm coughing now. I'm all over the place. Apologies.
So Lampard is the complete opposite of Sarri. Sarri is quite compact, quite tactical, quite systematic. He was defensively, he was very good. Although he was trying to play free-flowing, attacking, well, not free-flowing, but very attacking football, and it was very much one touch, and it was quite good to watch on its day. Systematically, he had the team set up, as most Italians do, as a very compact team who don't give you much, whether that's keeping the ball or not keeping space in between the lines. Unfortunately, under Lampard, it's the complete opposite. Since the start of pre-season, when he arrived in 2019, we've always had gaps in between the lines because our team love to press high up the pitch, but then the rest of the team don't follow suit. You pick a few passes, you get round a few man, suddenly the game opens up and you're up against, you know, your 3v3s and whatnot in defense. And that's where Jorginho really gets exposed. If you open up the pitch, make it big, that's where Jorginho gets exposed, especially against Sheffield United away last season, where he looked awful because you put him in 1v1 defending and he's running around trying to catch people. It's done.
Yeah, because he's not a defender. He's a deep lying playmaker, innit? He's not really a defensive player. Yeah, he'll screen and he'll do little things here and there, but that's not what his strengths are, really. He's not a combative midfielder. He's not going to be breaking up play and doing all that. He's more of a guy that you might step in and win something, innit? So
if you keep it compact, he can make his interception. Thing is with Jorginho, he's very high for interceptions and tackles, but it's when it's compact and he can get around in little triangles and do his thing. Open up the pitch, and I'm sure, obviously, a completely different level of player. I'm sure Pirlo would struggle in this league. You open up the pitch on Pirlo, do you know what I mean? He get ran ragged. So
yeah, it's a different kind of game. You're right.
Exactly, completely different.
You know what I mean? It's a different kind of game. My man's saying with Rashford on form, United are gonna pam Chelsea. Bruv, I wouldn't go that far, but do you know what I mean? I have to say I'm not as worried about playing Chelsea as I was, say, when I first saw the fixture list. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I can't even lie, bruv. I don't even think Chelsea know what their best team is. I don't know what our best team is right now, but I don't see them as the threat that I thought they would be. But boy, knowing our luck, yeah, it all flipping comes together against us. You know them, man. So I don't even really know, and I don't know who this Conor Gallagher is still.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher's on loan at West Brom, I believe. So he's just one of our many academy players that are out on loan.
Midfielders as well.
Yeah. So we got a lot of them. So you know, there's talent all around the league if you guys need it.
Is he any good?
He's decent still. He's decent. He had a loan spell at Swansea. He's actually a good player. He puts himself around. He's got an engine. But Matisse probably knows more than me.
Yeah, no, he is a good player. I do worry though for him making our team because we have a lot of midfielders. Tino Anderin is another midfielder who's coming through the ranks who looks very good as well. Obviously, Gilmore, I mentioned, Ampadu, who looks like he's being transferred into a centre-back at Sheffield United, but he can also play DM as he has for Wales. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know how they're going to do it with the midfield makeup, but obviously we're looking at signing players as well. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know if he's going to make it here, but he'll be a good Premier League player.
DG, blood, your club's there again, bruv, with the politics, fam. No, them ones.
We won yesterday. Still, I don't know. Yeah, and we won 4-0 in the Champions League, bro.
This is it, but the Champions League, man.
We won, bro. We won
the Champions League. You know like that, bro. Hey, my man's head's still spinning from the 10-2 and that. Yeah.
Listen, I beat and join them. I have to be in the Champions League somehow, man. I can't lie to you, man. I'm a big guy,
who you man got anyway?
Rapid Vienna, man. Big club, man. Big tournament that we play. Listen, the real G's play on Thursdays, man. The real G's play on Thursdays. Thursdays is for the real football purists, man. We should beat them, but I mean, football's not one on paper, isn't it? To be fair, man. Not too much research can be done for me on that team, but they got one decent young player. I can't remember his name. It's escaped my mind, but he's a decent technical footballer. I think they're second in their league, so that. But we should be winning that.
That's what I'm saying. What are you saying? What are you saying for the politics? What are you saying for Ozil, blood? Obviously, put out the thing. No, I'm saying this is a circus over there, innit, brother? Like I when I would look at Arsenal fans here, like I could actually identify with the nonsense, bruv, that's going on at my club as well. Yesterday they announced, like they announced all the figures of all the money they've lost during COVID and all that. We don't care, bruv. Like, I don't think any fan cares how much money they've made or lost, bruv. All we care about is whether you're buying man or not. That's all we care about. Like, we never asked to see your accounts.
Don't care about the balance sheet.
Bro, when I was growing up, I never knew who done any of Man United's transfers. I just knew, that man got linked with a man in the newspaper, then they came, blood. That's all I knew, innit? Like, I didn't know who was doing what, bro. Man never knew who was the chief scouts. I didn't know who was doing any of it. Them man was saying that Ferguson was paying his family to do it. You know them, but I didn't know who was doing it. He was sending his son to go watch players and that. That's what I grew up. Just we didn't know who did what. We just knew that we wanted someone. We got them in it. Now all of a sudden, man knows who the chief scout is, the CEO.
Everyone
blame football manager, fam.
Everyone knows who's doing everything but just bringing in players, blood. And now Ozil's basically talking about loyalty and saying that man is snaking him. It was obvious to me that was the case anyway, bro, because it didn't make no sense, innit? How man got frozen out like that. And it was the speed in which it happened. You know what I mean? Him and Arteta played together. So I'm thinking, yo, they're boys, innit? And then all of a sudden, and then Edu's coming out saying, it was Arteta's decision to leave him out the squad. That's impossible. There's no way that's the truth.
It's not, fam. We're gonna listen. They're gonna lie to us. I mean, it could be. There is a possibility it's a sporting decision, but you don't go from using a man 10 times before the restart to him not playing. For the specific reason he's been rubbed out. I don't know if it's the wages. I think somebody within the club did him dirty there, because whether you agree with the wage cuts or not, there was 3 players, including him. Why is it only Mesut Ozil's name? They're doing something dirty. Of course, Ozil's been a nuisance on social media with the Gunnosaurus and everything. So both sides have been taking shots. They are killing us, man. They are killing us. Yeah, but like I said, both sides are clearly taking shots, and Ozil's lost. It's been a game of chess, and right now Ozil's lost. He's winning because he's still getting paid, but he's lost. He's not registered in anything. He can't play any football. So I think he was smart to come out with the Instagram thing. He said stuff like, you can't buy loyalty anymore. I'm still going to talk about the inhumanity things and whatnot. This is all shots at the club and saying you lot don't want to let me be. I'm somewhat a victim, which he is to a degree. I feel no side is perfect, but I just feel it's a soap opera. It's just an unnecessary drama at Arsenal. If it's not this, you have the Xhaka thing, you have the Guendouzi one, then it's the contract business. There's Arteta hasn't even been here a year, and he's had to deal with so much unnecessary stuff. Like, It's clearly it's not a sporting decision. It's not, because we didn't get our, didn't get a plan B. I'm not seeing anything that we're doing tactically to suggest we're going to fix this thing in house, which we need to do for at least 2 months. You know, it's not. A lot of people, we know Ozil might have bottled it and might not have performed and might still be in the same stuff. It's always the man that's not involved. But people say he's had his chance, he blew it. What chance? He hasn't played this season, so what chance? Regardless, and I don't think we should be relying on Ozil, but he hasn't played. You know, Arteta spoke about the slate is clean. You know, last season is last season in relation to Torreira and Guendouzi. You think he's going to change his mind? You know, I think it's a boardroom decision. They just want to alienate man and not involve him. But at the same time, and I think Arteta's crippled in that, is that they told him what's what. But at the same time, if I'm a manager and, you know, it's all going to be on my head if it goes wrong. If I genuinely want to use Ozil, then there's nothing the board can tell me. It's like, do you want me to do the job in the best way I can? I think Ozil is there. I think Ozil's good enough to be named in the 25, but it's above Arteta's head, man. I think Arteta just said, all right, cool, sort of thing.
But the thing is, he's there, but he's in a similar situation to Oli in the sense that, like, Arteta probably didn't get the job, based on his CV, innit? So he's probably come in there and he said, you know what, this is what I'm working with. These men have told me I'm doing this. And he's like, all right, cool, I'm doing it. Because, fam, there's no way he doesn't get into a 23-man squad. And as soon as he came in, the first thing he did was start playing Ozil. So
the language has changed. The way he spoke about Ozil, always have a place in my team. Now he's talking about, oh, it's so hard not to involve players. And I get it, you know. Arteta can't come out here and tell us what's what. It's not going to help him. It's not going to help the club. He has to swerve it. But it's just, it's unnecessary for fans because we don't understand. It's sad for Ozil because he's one of them players, you know. You can't look at it in black and white, but he's either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. The fact that a man that's won FA Cup and did a small bit of success here, we can't tell you if he's ever going to play for this club, or much less the last team he played against, which I think is West Ham. It's a sad way to go. And my club always bang on about class and doing things differently and things. And I'm not saying Wenger should have stayed, but since my man's gone, I'm not really seeing too many classy antics in how we're dealing with certain things personally.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to say. But this whole class tag on Arsenal, you can drop it right now because
hey, you scored Chelsea. Chill off. Chill. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen to your goalie when it goes wrong in it. I don't want people to come for man, but you know what going for your goalie.
Kappa?
Nah, the brother, the IC3. You know what time it is when it goes.
Mendy's fine.
You know,
he's got long arms. He's fine.
You know they're gonna treat him like a bus driver. It's long for him. You know what's gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen to Mendy.
It's a mad thing with the whole Arsenal thing because for me, it's like they've done man so dirty. Innit? And it's one of them ones where no matter how bad man think he's playing or say he's playing, there is no way that he's not good enough to get in that 20.
He's training for no reason. Like, it's a big test of his motivation because what's he training for? He can't play. Obviously, this is a smart thing that Arsenal did because the question will always be asked, you know, if you really wanted to being 32 years of age and not having many years left, why are you still here? Why won't you let us pattern up a loan for you or something? So it's a difficult one. And I think Ozil can't really... You can't be 100% Team Ozil. You can't be 100% the club. Both of them are at it. And it's just disgraceful from both sides, to be fair, man.
Yeah, it's just a tit for tat thing, innit? Like that's exactly what it is. But I just feel like it's definitely political. It's definitely political. Do you know what I mean? Because to go from playing, like you said, 10 games to playing no games,
rub
man out, bro. And the thing is, it's a disrespect to the manager as well because then you've gone over his head and said basically he's not playing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I remember the thing happened with I think didn't they remove him from like a game or something in China or something
when he started talking about China and stuff like that. But didn't he play after that as well? So
and he played after that as well. So I don't know what's going on.
So what's happened?
Also, it's funny how they never released the names of anyone else here who didn't want to take the pay cut. There was 3 men, but his name's the only one that got leaked. That's why I feel like that's why I think the club are the ones that threw him under the bus, bro.
That's a molting. Like, why is it only him? Whoever did it is disgraceful anyways, because certain things should stay in-house. Whether you believe Ozil or not, we shouldn't even be here knowing who took what and who did what. So they clearly done him dirty, you know, and that's where I have to look at the club because we've known for years we want to get man out, and you've done Arteta dirty because give us a reason not to speak about Ozil. Ozil's only relevant at Arsenal right now is because creativity has not been fixed. It's that simple. So they've done themselves dirty. If I don't care, if you're not Messi or Ronaldo,
you don't want to play Ozil, then replace him in the transfer window.
That's it. If you're not Messi or Ronaldo, anyone can be replaced. Like, show me a reason. Like, give us a reason not to speak about Ozil because he's always going to be spoken of. And you can't tell me these current options in the team are better than what you can bring with Ozil. I'm not saying I support or condone Ozil being a regular, but It don't make no sense.
But this is the thing, like literally, just terminate man's contract, let him go in it. And the thing is,
They don't want to pay him his fans.
they don't want to pay him his money. So again,
How many years left on
he's
his
only got
contract?
one. I think this is the
It's
last
out
one.
this year, but I think last time I saw in the Daily Mail, it said if they want to cancel it at the time, which was like a month ago, he's owed about £13 million. Are Arsenal going to take that hit? I don't know. You know, they probably just force him to patent something in January.
But the thing is, the money that they paid him, for the loyalty bonus, they might as well have paid him out early and just use that money towards
But they
it.
still do that.
Because they cost themselves money. That didn't make no sense. That actually didn't make any sense whatsoever. So for me, the whole thing.
Yo, Matisse, you good?
Yeah, I'm all good.
Oh, you on the freezing thing as well.
I was just sitting there like, yo, please don't tell me I'm frozen.
Hey, Rants has had enough of this Ozil thing. He's gone to pattern it up for us. Big up Rants.
You know what's funny about this whole contract termination thing? I swear Juventus this summer terminated quite a few contracts, didn't they?
Higuain thing, couple things. Wenger said it was going to happen. Years ago, man used to get on Wenger. He said 3 contracts is going to be the thing. I think it was around Alexis time, and I was thinking he's wassing it. Obviously, I'm bare emotional at the time, but you're kind of seeing it really. It's like Bell's contracted until 2022. What depending on what happens at Spurs, does he get another role, long role, and then take him on the free? Chelsea, have you got anyone on a free?
Well, nobody on a free. Kepa's got 5 years left on
wages.
Sarr came in on a free.
What are you making him yesterday? Did you watch it? Because he looked a bit.
Yeah, I mean, he looked a little bit iffy, but that's to be honest, we got him for a free. If we turn him, we're going to turn him into a profit regardless. So it's just what it is. I don't think he's going to get to the first team because I just feel like. I feel like I don't feel like we're gonna need the world's best. You know what I mean? In that position, so I don't see him making it into the first 11. But yeah, we turned him into a profit. He's literally signed on a free, so I don't really mind too much on that one. You know what this Arteta situation reminds me of is when Wenger used to shield the board, because obviously Arteta, they've gone over his head, I think, and said, "Oh, Ozil's not in the squad." And he's kind of like having to come up with.
They just told him what's what, and he's had to make. That's why I said, for as much as my personal belief is Ozil. I mean, Arteta wants to use him. It's a political thing. But then I put myself in the shoes of Arteta. If I'm Arteta and I'm looking at this Arsenal team and I'm trying to get top 4, and a man's not been brought in, I ain't got my target. If I really want to, even forget this, if I really want to use a player, you can't tell me I'm not. Like, let's apply this to Aubameyang. Let's just say Aubameyang was going through a madness. I know he's my striker. He's not scoring right now, but he's going to score goals. You can't tell me you're not using, man. Or if you can, I'm picking up a fuss. Like, I am making sure. And I don't know. He might have fought for Ozil. I don't know. But it just seems like it is a bit of a sporting decision because of obviously what Mesut Ozil has been. Yeah. But it's fully political. It's fully political. You can't. I don't want to sound like I'm getting at Joe Willock, but you can't justify someone like Joe Willock playing in the 10 row and not Ozil because he's not level. You know, it don't make no sense.
This is why a manager like Jose Mourinho will never manage a club like Arsenal. It just won't happen. I remember when you guys were looking at him after Emery or something. That's just never going to happen because outspoken managers and Arsenal don't go together. They do not go together. Like, you just have to be. You have to be a little bit patterned up by the board and just like almost silenced. Yeah.
And he's almost changed, you know. I've deeped it on. So you say that it's like Arteta still speaks his mind to me, but it's like when he first came in, he was not like he was getting at the board, but he was making, and Emery, they were making it abundantly clear that, you know, it's my problem, but there's nothing I can do. And he's now become a bit vague now in that, you know, we're all working together, we're all doing this, we're all doing that sort of thing. So it's been a bit mad, fam. It's been a bit mad, really, man.
But sounds like Wenger more and more.
Lid. For me, I just want to move past it, man. Like, it is what it is, you know. It's gonna, at least until January, it's always gonna be here. All I want to do is see creativity fixed within the club, because if you don't fix it, and the longer this goes on, you know, the question is gonna be there. If not Ozil, why didn't Aura come in? Why ain't you got plan Bs? And you know, I'm looking at Arteta. Apparently, he's a manager now, not a head coach, and they brought out articles saying he's involved in transfers. You know, you got to look at. I'm looking at you now. It's like, for me, transfers, I'm placing a bit of Arteta. I'm looking at expectation, and the next one is the attacking car. We're not playing to our full potential or anything close to it in an attacking sense, and he patterned us defensively very quickly with harder. That's almost a harder task. You know, you've got decent attacking players. Go and make us shoot more, actually be decent. I'm not saying we got the best attack in the world, but you know, options of Aubameyang, of Saka, Martinelli when fit, Lacazette, whatever people say about Willian, you know, when you play against a team with those individuals, you should think, okay, cool, we're in for a bit of a day defensively. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. I shouldn't have to talk about struggling to break teams down. And for me, that's very much on Arteta to fix, you know, because he showed me defensively that it was just a thing where you grab Gabriel for me, I can see levels, that I can see an improvement.
Trust.
I don't necessarily see that in an attacking sense to sit here and say, get a creative midfielder automatically or moving mad. It's going to help, man, but I can't see the sort of blueprint thing.
I mean, I was saying this before Gabriel arrived. I thought he was going to be a great acquisition. I thought he was going to shoot this league down to the ground, and he's come in and just completely transformed you guys. And like I said, I wanted him at Chelsea. I can only do the bias thing for so long. When you man got Gabriel, I said to myself, that's not good. That's really not good. Do you know what I mean? Because he's going to be a top player. He really is going to be a top player. So it's weird seeing Arsenal pattern up the positions that we've mocked them for a decade. It really is.
But this is the weird thing about Arsenal, because I'm not suggesting build the team around Ozil because it's late in the day. But ironically, yeah, when you finally have some decent attackers, you finally got a little Partey in there, you've got an okay defense and somebody trying to improve them. Now Ozil can't be brought in. When before you needed a midfielder, a striker, or this, that. This is Arsenal's issue. We love a project. We love an unfinished project and an unfinished puzzle. You know, we're doing this youngster thing now with Saka and Nelson. You know, I want them all to go, but how long is that going to persist? We've been here with Wilshere and Ox and the rest of them. You know, we tried a little project where many Arsenal fans, myself included, thought we was coming out of financial issues when we signed Ozil, which at the time was big money for us and in general. The next season, Alexis, forgive me if I'm wrong, Santi come the year before Ozil. So it looked like something was being planted there and it didn't come. And now we're at this next project with Arteta. I don't know. On Gabriel, I like what I've seen, man. He's still very much raw. You know, the one thing I think he's got to pattern up for as much as I like him is sometimes he plays that underhit pass. I've seen it against Sheffield and I've seen it against, who was it? Sheffield, and I can't remember the other team, but it was a Leno sort of mistake. And at a time, you're going to get put under pressure for that. But I like what I'm seeing from Gabriel, man. He should have played against Liverpool in the league. He was good in the cup against them. He was good in our last big game, even though we lost against City. And hopefully it continues, man. And I hope the fans still stand by him because he's 22. He's going to do weird stuff. He's going to have bad form. He's going to get destroyed. You know, it's all been easy. You know, within his first month being here, he got Player of the Month. And I'm happy for him. It's good foundations. But he signed a 4 or 5 year deal. You know, a couple months versus 4 or 5 years. It's a long race and it's a long journey.
100%.
You man, smash the like button. We got 1.3k in here. Get it up to 700 likes, boy. The mods are out here putting pressure on it. You man, just slap the like, boy. Don't cost you nothing. You know, my man said that China tapped into my connection and that.
Hey, as soon as you were chatting about them, the thing went mad.
Bro, I see it happen sometimes. It's a mad thing. You know them, it's a mad thing.
Safe.
But that's what I mean. But that's what I mean. You patterned up like Gabriel. Like I was even saying the other day because we were looking at the PSG team and they got Kipembe and that. And I was like, bro, for me, he's not even better than Gabriel, bro. Like, bear these man, like that PSG team was washed, didn't it? Like when you look at it, yeah, these men are meant. They were finalists last year. They're meant to be superpowers, bro. I'm seeing flipping Idrissa Gueye, bro. Like it was just a meaty flipping. He was at Everton or something. You got flipping Ander Herrera, who we let go on a free and that. Like when I look at these players
on the pitch, bro.
On the pitch, yeah, and man were actually scared of them. So when we beat them, yeah, I just let man know, bro, like we rub out a lot of our ballers, but bro, like man for man, we had a better team than them. We had a better team than them anyway. So man get scared because it's Mbappe and Neymar, but outside of them two, they ain't got no ballers.
Yeah,
I mean, Maria plays when he feels like it. You know what I mean? We've had him on our team. We know that on his day he can be a worldie, and on another day he's a liability. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that, and he soaks most of the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So like them man ain't got ballers like that. Do you know what I mean? So Gabriel was a wavy signing. He didn't even cost that much. How much did he set you man back?
Apparently 27 to 30 million pounds, but we've only paid 5 million and up front, and the rest is spread out over the course of the deal. So broke boys are doing all right sometimes, man. I can't lie.
But that's what I'm saying. And the man are saying Arsenal are toothless up front, bro. And you got a golden boot striker up there. What do you make of Oba's form though? Man are saying that man got the Gucci bag and he just dipped, fam.
You know, that's the thing that's always going to happen. You know, once he secures the bag, people is going to say that. I don't think it's dropped off because, you know, by the same logic, people would have said last year he's sulking because he wants a contract and he wants to go anywhere. He acted with integrity when, you know, he could have just switched off, signed the bag somewhere else and switched off. He still played. He never sulked. I think he's still doing the right things. There's talk of carrying a knock. I think he's still doing the right things. He's still getting in the right positions. Of course, it's always a disaster when someone like Aubameyang isn't scoring. And as much as I sit here and say he will still be among the top goal scorers in the season, and for our club, the longer it goes on, the more of a story it is. I just think he's in bad form. I feel against Man City, I think, you know, he never had shots. He was completely marked out the game. By that same logic, he needs to be at, and no one, you know, regardless of how they're playing, you need to have a shot. You're a striker. If I'm a defender, I want to make a tackle. It's as simple as that. But we're not playing to his strengths. And against City, he looked visibly angry. Like, actually, he doesn't seem angry too many times, but frustrated. Like, I'm making these runs. Ironically, the last time we played City, before the restart or after the restart last season, the same thing happened. I don't think his hunger's dipped, but I mean, it's ironic. He signed the deal. I just think it could be a thing of a slight natural decline in that he's still going to score goals, but he's just getting on a bit, and he could even be a marksman. And I don't have the statistics to hand, but don't these strikers always go through weird little things? Like Kane was notorious for not bagging in August. You know, come May, he knew what he was on. So I think he'll get back with the goal scoring and whatnot, but it's a problem, and he needs to have more shots. And to be fair, none of our, like this is what I'm saying, none of our attackers are excelling like that. You know, it's only Bukayo Saka, and 9 times out of 10 he's doing up wing back / centre mid. You know, Williams revealed himself for what he truly is. In hindsight, I think William was another defensive signing, Carl. What I've seen, you know, superb defensively. He'll track back even though he switched off.
Yeah.
Luckily, Matisse warned man about this, and I'm seeing it.
You were warned.
He's a workhorse though, bruv. That's why Jose loved Willian. Jose loved Willian because
that's why I think Arteta loved him. He got on to Pepe about that defensive thing. So that's that Willian signing, and that's one thing I don't like. I don't understand. Like, for me, what I wanted to see in our wide positions is that when you don't play well, I'm not saying the minute you play bad, get out the team, but when you've had a bit of a run, you're not doing it. There's bare wingers here, so you lose your place and you go back again. I think Willian's been afforded too many chances this early season. Like, Pepe was dead against City, but you need to give man a run of game, sort of thing.
And let me get on to Willian for a second, because this is my forte. This guy will stay in your team.
He's saying flashbacks.
He will, yeah, don't worry, you're about to see it. Regardless of how he plays in the final third, because he got his hat-trick with assists, and Arsenal fans thought, oh, look, Chelsea's best player last year is going to turn up and do all of this voodoo stuff. No. Willian will get the same stats he's got for the last 7 years, which is underwhelming, underperforming for a front three in a top 6 team. Now, you think he's going to get dropped? No chance. This brother...
Willian's king there. Yeah, that's Willian's king, fam. There's certain men I know playing every day.
Don't get dropped. We've had every manager under the sun, and they all play Willian. He doesn't get dropped. He trains the hardest. All the managers love him. So Arteta will love him too. Just get used to it. Pepe will be on the bench more often than not. Willian will start. I don't know why. I don't know how. That's how it happens. Willian always, he doesn't come to do no bench thing. He's
the janitor, blood. He just comes there and just clean it up. Everyone loves him, blood. You know that's just what it is.
They love him. They don't
mind him. Like, I don't think he's a bad player. It's just, you know, I just feel when your chance is, you're not taking your chance, give it to someone else. Like Pepe, you know, he hasn't got to start in the Premier League, and you've thrown him in against City. He was dead because he was dead. No excuses. But you need a run of games, and Willian must be a manager's favorite, because I see Willian as one of them, man. He's going to give you like 10 games. You could probably say at worst, he's going to give you 8 5 out of 10s. Someone like Pepe is going to give you a 5. Then there's going to be a 3, 2 like 9s in a row. So I get that, you know. Some managers would rather just an average, consistent man than someone that's hot and cold. But I don't really. I think Willian slotted in well, but I don't really see the balance he's providing. Like, I don't mind him. He can have something to say in the season, but I just feel we're doing this Arsenal thing where we put certain players that are meant to be doing certain other things of positions importance. Like, he should be a squad don. He's moving like a regular starter. So I have to judge you on regular starter things now. And early on this season, you ain't done the business.
Hey, what do you think about my man saying you should sign sell Lacazette, and this brother saying Arteta Simeone, blood? You man saying that man's trying to shut up shop, blood?
Arteta needs to free up the handbrake and be a bit more attacking. I don't think he trusts, man. I think, you know, I'm hoping with Partey and improving defensively, you start releasing the shackles. I don't mind 3 at the back, because if City play 3 at the back, they're still going forward. It's about what Arteta is coaching them to do. Like, them 18, 19 pass moves in isolation, I want to see them happen on a more regular basis. That's what I'm saying, what I was saying to Matisse when you cut out, is that the attacking thing is one thing I'm really being harsh on Arteta about, because that shouldn't be an issue at Arsenal, sort of thing. In relation to selling Lacazette, I'm a fan of Lacazette still. I think in today's day and age, we underrate Plan B strikers. You know, he's not the man I'm going to rely on. He's not getting me 20 league goals. You know, he does his thing in big games, but he's never consistently brilliant. He goes in little through the motions and whatnot. I'd only entertain selling him if, you know, the finances aren't looking too promising with this new contract, and if Arteta is saying let's sell him and potentially get someone else, or move Aubameyang through the middle, and can you get a goal scoring winger? Like, none off the top of my head, but let's just say Alexis Sanchez in that period when we bought him from Barca, can we go and get someone like that? It's easier said than done, but I don't mind that really and truly, because as much as I like Oba and Laka, I feel they can play together. There is a conversation to be said, is that it is imbalance when they're both on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. This brother saying what he said about Aubameyang here, yeah, that's what I've always been saying, yeah. Like, he's a world-class finisher, innit? But his all-round game, when you've got a player like Aubameyang, it's just like when we had Lukaku. When you have a player like that who what they do is they score goals, innit? That's what they do. You can't expect nothing
else.
That you can't expect Oba to be linking play and balls round the corner, but that's not him, innit? He just bags goals. So you have to put him in a system that creates many chances for him to just do that. The same with Lukaku. We had Lukaku. We never had no creative players creating chances for Man, yeah, and then we're playing him and expect him to bag goals. It's not going to happen. The reason why he's bagging goals at Inter now is because the team's built around putting the ball on the plate for him to score, innit? Like, it's not rocket science. When you've got players like that who are specialist goal scorers, old throwback number 9s, you have to put them in a system that's creating chances for them. And obviously, this new system, you man are creating less chances, bro. So we're scoring less goals. I think it's just that simple. I don't think there's any more to it than that.
This is facts. Is that it's like Calvert-Lewin, you know? Is it any coincidence he's great in the air? Everton do things where he's in aerial situations. Like, there's only certain, like, as much as I love Aubameyang, and it's like what you say, he's a world-class goal scorer. The player is a different thing. On one hand, I think you should have more to your game if you're going to be described as world-class in these things. On the other hand, you can only judge a man on what he's about. Aubameyang's never been about something. I look at Harry Kane. I don't want to say it as an Arsenal fan, but, you know, there isn't much Kane can't do. He can link play, he can do whatever. It all depends on what you want from a striker, really and truly. But I just think we need to play to Aubameyang's strengths more. And, you know, with this, we also have to consider he might be declining. I don't want to say it might sound reactionary, but he might be declining. And that's always a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Can we just adapt his play and adapt how we play to him? And I think maybe his luck might have run out, because I don't feel since he's come here, we've ever played to his strengths. You know, when you think of Aubameyang like Pepe, balls in behind, pace, counter-attacks, there's only been certain moments he scored what I class as Aubameyang goals. We don't do that too many times. So how much is he going to thrive? I've always said it's nothing short of a miracle that he's been able to bag the amount of goals here he has. So has his luck run out in that regards? I don't know.
The thing is, though, if you guys are sitting a bit deeper and you're very solid defensively now under Arteta, that should really, you'd think that would cater to Aubameyang and Pepe, who love running into space and behind, love counter-attacking. I mean, I've said it before. I don't see a reason why Arsenal shouldn't counter-attack with those fast forwards up front. Because, like you said, you can't get rid of low blocks. I remember when Chelsea did this with Conte, and you know, top teams can play a counter-attacking football. You don't have to dominate possession if you don't want to. If you haven't got a number 10 who's going to break low blocks, Aubameyang's not the best at linking up play, then go counter-attacking. Concede the ball, sit deep, and break. You've got
everyone.
You've got Aubameyang. You don't have a 10 who's going to break the lines. As long as your midfielders are competent at spotting runs over the top with, I mean, if Danny Drinkwater can do it for Vardy, then I don't see why your midfielders can't do it. They can't be that bad at spotting a pass and having some sort of vision. You should be able to hit balls in behind for fun.
But that's why I'm onto the club, because it's like I never liked the Arsenal fans, and in relation to Arsenal, always find people doing these things where, you know, before it was Mustafi, it didn't bang, but man are looking at Gabriel to be the defensive master of this thing and make us just a 10 times better team defensively. His individual quality will show, but why he's looking good, we're patterning defensively as a team, like Liverpool with Van Dijk. You know, I hear that we need to bring in other attackers, we need other midfielders, but for me, the 10 thing is dead, because we should, throughout the whole team, we should be creating chances. Everybody should be looking at these situations. People can say what they want about Liverpool, but you look at their fullbacks, you look at their midfielders, there's a goal coming from everywhere. Better example is probably City. We're never going to be that, but I don't want it to be like a thing where I'm looking for my 10 to break teams down, because as an Arsenal fan, even during this Emirates era where we were dog poo, to put it nicely, you know, we had creativity and creative players in abundance, to the point where I'm sure you lot remember, we're forced, it was a regular joke, who goes on the wing, Ozil, Ramsey or Wilshere, like, to just get into the team, you know. Them sort of things there, we need that back, you know. Goals need to come all over the field, and it's down to the players as well, because I've seen certain players, like they're passing it sideways. Like, no, realize that this game is a game where you're gonna have to try a bit harder and dig it out and maybe force a bit more things. I only see a couple man doing that. Ceballos don't do that consistently enough, and I don't know if he plays in the right areas. Luiz has that ball in him, but we all know who David Luiz is. Pepe, Lacazette, Aubameyang will want the ball, will show for it, but if you can't get it to them, they're irrelevant. Only Saka really, I could say, is going to try a thing, and obviously his thing is capped. He's a young man.
Fact. So you man, slap the like button. We got 1.5k in here. Do you know what I mean? Get it over 800 likes, man. Make sure you hit the like button there. Chelsea question. My man saying Lampard can never do wrong. Yeah, but Rory's gonna say that, innit? You know them ones. It's one of them ones, innit? It's one of them. It's the old British fans, innit? That are legend and all that. And Frank Lampard is a proper legend at Chelsea. Like I said, he's a proper legend, not the social legend, innit? It's one of them ones. If you're a Man United fan, you're not growing up telling your kids about Solskjaer, like you're not in it. Like no one cares like that. You know what I mean? Like honestly, if he never got the Man United job, no one talks about him at the club, bro. Let's be honest. We're in the stands. Them man still sing Cantona's name. Them man even still sing Ronaldo and that, bro. Yeah, like, they don't sing Solskjaer, like they never did in it until this brother came back in it. So these men are calling him a legend now, yeah, because he's a cult hero. That's what he is. For me, he's not a legend to me, bro. Do you know what I mean? I can't put him in the same breath as Roy Keane with a straight face, innit? I can't, innit? So man's not a legend to me, but Lampard is a legit legend, like undisputed legend. So I can understand how painful it is, yeah, as a Chelsea fan to watch people who are probably running around in the playground with Lampard shirts on now saying, yo, this guy's actually not good at this managing thing. Why he's not good? And the thing is, at Derby, he wasn't good though.
People need to separate Lampard the player from Lampard the manager. It's not easy. This is an emotional sport. I'm not expecting people to be able to do it, but I'm not expecting people to be able to do it, but do not shit on the ones who can do it, who have the ability to say he's wearing the shirt as the number 8 and now he's got the suit on. Don't sham those people, because those people have just patterned themselves to be able to do it, and it's not easy, but you need to be able to do it because that's the only way you can look at things objectively. Now, a lot of people will obviously compare Chelsea to their building process to Liverpool, to Manchester City, and say, right, we need time because of Pep and Klopp. Pep and Klopp, I'm not saying we don't need time, but don't use that as a reason, because Pep and Klopp had won things before they came to their clubs. They had experience building teams. They had experience with they have a philosophy, by the way. They have a clear identity. You can't tell me Lampard has a clear identity. He's trying a few things. He's working along the way. He's got some fundamental things that I see he wants to do, like pressing. But it's not. Don't try and tell me it's on the level of Pep and Klopp. That's disrespectful, because it's not. Do you know what I mean? Those two managers knew exactly what they wanted. Klopp's team at Dortmund was very, very high intensity, and it was very clear from the offset that he's going to bring that to Liverpool. Pep, we already know his football from Barca and Bayern Munich. That's very specific, and that don't change. So you can't compare Lampard to those two managers and say, right, we're building the same way. What we are trying to do is create a culture. That's very clear. When you sign a player like Chilwell, when you're going after Declan Rice, when you're using these academy graduates, when you're putting an emphasis really on training to try and get into the starting 11, which I don't have a massive problem with, but I do feel like there needs to be some. You can't do that for everyone, because look, if Eden Hazard was still here, I tell you, he don't train well, but you're going to not start Eden Hazard when you're going to play Mason Mount at left wing. You're not going to do it. So there has to be exceptions. Lampard just has to show improvement. The team has to show improvement, which he's in charge of, but he also has to show improvement. And fans need to, those fans that are still very attached to the player, understandably, he's my favourite player. For me, he's our biggest legend. Some people say JT. I will say Frank Lampard. My favourite player, day one. Watched him, went to the ground. He's probably the reason I started supporting, because I went to the game against Aston Villa at home back in 2007. Just kept my eyes on him. Unbelievable. We didn't even win the game, but he was the guy. I was like, wow, this is some player. He's the first player I've seen. The way that he looked around the pitch before he picked a pass, he always knew what was around him. Do you know what I mean? But you throw that away for the management game, because the management game is different. Not every great player is a great manager. Exactly. So you have to throw it away. You have to be objective. You have to be very frank with it. Pardon the pun. He's got a lot of improving to do. A lot of improving to do. And I've said this before at the end of last season. If he's got a lot of improving to do, don't let his coaching team behind him also have a lot of improving to do. Let those men be experts so they can help him. And I look at our coaching staff and I say to myself, it looks very inexperienced. It looks Jody Morris. Yeah, he's been around the block for a long time, but he's only coached at the youth level, not really too much first team until he was assistant at Derby. Joe Edwards, again, another academy guy. And I get why they're there because we have a lot of academy players, but now you need to beef it up a bit. Bring in some experienced man who really know what they're doing at this level. And I mentioned Steve Holland because he keep the culture thing because he's been at the club many times. He's a great guy at the club, but he knows what he's doing. And I'm waiting for Southgate to get sacked because I hope that will happen. I'm expecting that to happen. Do you know what I mean? And then just pattern up and get Steve Holland back into the setup.
yeah, that's not a bad shout. Big up you lot. Make sure you slap that like button. Let's get us up to 800 likes. Let us know where you're watching from as well. My man's watching from Kuwait. Know them ones there. I see you, man, in the comment section about the highlights and that. Yeah, bruv. Listen, this is football, guys. You know them ones. This is football. Do you know what I mean? Make sure you go and watch the first We Play Me League highlights as well. Make sure you go watch them, innit? They're always a week delayed, innit? I'm going to do the match of the day tomorrow for Sunday's game's gone. Do you know what I mean? You lot are going to enjoy the next episode. That's all I'm saying, innit? And we got a game on Sunday, so hopefully I could take the boys top of the league on Sunday with an emphatic one. You get me? But yeah, the first game did not go to plan at all. Now, I mean, I rang in the changes. I dropped a lot of players from the squad for the next game. Now, I mean, sometimes you got to do that, bro. Like, bro, I put a 7-minute voice note in the group chat, bro, after the game. Bro, I let it. Bro, you know what it was, yeah? I'm the kind of guy, I like to chill, innit? So after the game, I told them straight. The thing is, yeah, cool. You can embarrass me, that's one thing. But you see, when you embarrass yourself, you have to live with that, bro, because it's on camera. I had to tell, man. And I said, you know what? Cool, I left it. I woke up on Wednesday morning after the Sunday and I was still fuming. You know them, man. And I left a 7-minute voice. I'm still angry, bruv. 4 days later, because me, I hate losing anything. These men that know, even when we used to do the quizzes on the United Stand, blood, I used to win them more time. And the one time man didn't win, I was fuming for like 3 days. You know, I don't like losing anything, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So when I said, listen, my badge is on the shirt, blood. So you're disgracing me, fam. I said, if it don't hurt you as much as it hurts me when you're out there, you can't play for me. I told man already, bruv, and I rang in the changes. Now I'm saying a few man that got left out of the squad, man that have been in my squad, every single squad for the last year, I left them out of the squad in the following game to let them see something, bro. Like, no one's untouchable. Every time you're out there, you're playing for your place, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've got players that I like, but bro, I'd rather play someone that's gonna try harder than you, and them man are gonna be hurting if things ain't going their way, rather than man think they can just walk into the team because they've been there for X amount of time, bro. They have to let man know you're not safe, bro. You know them ones there. And I rang in the changes, bro, and they responded emphatically. That's all you need to know, blood. So you just need to wait for the next game. You know them ones there, and then hopefully this Sunday, you know what I'm saying, hopefully we'll go top this Sunday. You know what I mean? We're playing second on Sunday. So hopefully we can go top, man. Do you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, like, we made up for it. More than made up for it. That's all you man need to know, innit? So make sure you man slap the like, and obviously your tops are in the description as well. So if you man haven't grabbed your top, the tops are moving quickly, not gonna lie. Man's gonna have to re-up on them. But yeah, bruv, the link's in the description, bruv. With super chat, Rants wouldn't play Ozil. I wouldn't play Ozil for my team, no, because bruv, it's not that. I've got my guys, blood. I've got my guys, innit? I like my flair players to play from out wide, innit? I like having a number 10 sometimes, but at this level, when you're playing amateur football, yeah, you have to win the midfield battle first and foremost, innit? Yeah. You have to win your 50-50s, bruv. You can't afford to have a luxury player in the midfield unless you've got 2 dogs in there. Do you know what I mean? Real dogs, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't do that. But my front three, bruv, them man can win games on their own, innit? So it doesn't matter. But sometimes you need the third man for the industry, and then if you're having a good game, then you can switch it up and bring the 10 in, innit? But like, I play a 4-3-3.
Yeah, that's gonna play
with one holder. Do you know what I mean? And 2 8s. That's how I play, innit? I don't play a 10. I mean, I only play a 10 against teams I don't respect.
Yeah,
you know,
I can't lie. That's what we do, boy. You can't, it's straight 4-4-2 or 4-3-3. Ideally 4-3-3. Sunday league, you can't be doing all these 4-1, 4-1, and all this business.
Teams I don't respect, I'll play a 4-2-4, blood. You know the ones. I don't care. Like, I'll say I'll play 2 sitters. You 4 up front. Enjoy yourself, man.
Just go and do a mazza.
That's what I'm on. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm 100% on, bro. But you always have to win your 50-50s. I told him, you see, at this level, yeah, even though we're playing on 4G on carpet, you have to earn the right to play football at amateur level. You can't just turn up there with your socks pulled over your knees and your bright boots and just think that you're just gonna skate round man. Because these men will kick you all over the place. I don't care how good you are at 7 aside, 5 aside, how many tricks you can do. That don't matter in 11 aside, bro. Normally in 11 aside is who wants it most, is what wins it. So you have to earn the right to play football, bro. Do you know what I mean? You impose yourself on the game. Do you know what I mean? Go a few goals up, then
win individuals, and then you're
that's it. Win your individuals, bro. Because even the first goal we conceded, yeah, I was fuming because man weren't hungry enough. How are you losing the second and third ball from a corner kick, bro? It's not good enough.
Yeah. That's ramping.
That means you don't want it. Do you know what I mean? So that's not even down to ability. That's down to hunger. If you're not hungry, you're not playing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, bro, there's variability there. But, bro, if you don't win your 50-50s, your individual battles, you're in trouble, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It don't matter how much ability you got. Do you know what I'm saying? Man saying Rants, passion, man. Brother, I'm not at all.
You gotta be, bro.
It's not about passion, it's about attitude, fam. You know them ones, because you don't see, because me, you don't have to scream, you don't have to shout with me, you don't have to do any. I just need to see that you want it, bro. You know them ones that I just need to see it. You don't need to shout at everyone, you don't need to be sliding around getting your shorts muddy, all that. I don't care about all that. But your attitude needs to be right, blood.
You want to win, fam. You're not here on a loser thing. That's like me at my club. It's just not. It shouldn't be a loser thing. Like you're playing Sunday league. You're all drawing yourselves out and personally taking time out of your Sunday to play football. And 9 times out of 10, recently the weather's been dead. So to give anything less than 100%, like you said earlier, you're not respecting yourself. You're taking yourself for a bit of a prick, like really and truly.
Right. That's it. But a man said, "Am I doing a watch along?" Yeah, of course I'm doing a watch along. I always do them. You know them ones. Man said, send us the voice. Now I can't send you, man, that. The 7 minutes. Bro. I was fuming that 7 minutes. Bro, when my brother saw it, my brother's in the group chat, innit? And as soon as he saw that, he said, that's not for me. I'm not listening to that. Later. Nah, bro. I was stewing, bro. And I sent that on the Wednesday, stress Thursday, bro. And the game was on Sunday, bro. I was angry every day waking up.
Yeah, angry the whole week.
Did you not say anything to them at full time?
Bro, full time I was angry, but I told them, I said, bruv, you embarrassed yourself, blood. You know what I'm saying? You embarrassed yourself. You know what I mean? Every time you cross that right line, you're representing yourself, but you're representing me, bro. I told them my logo's on that kit, blood. Don't fuck around and embarrass me, blood. This is YouTube football. This ain't your little Sunday league, bro. Like, this is bragging rights as well, blood. You know the ones there. Man can't be walking around chatting shit about me. Because when you go back to your day job, blood, they're talking there. It's me they're atting, you know.
Yeah. His team's dead. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I told them. I said, it's me there atting when you're back going about your business, bruv. So don't go out there and embarrass me. Because before that, I'll put out 15, 16 under 23s and we'll do it that way, blood. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's it. Because you're a big man with kids at home. You can't be embarrassing me. I told man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass your family, blood. You know, like that, bruv. You have to go out there and do the thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, bruv. So nah, bruv, like I'm flexible. I have different systems and all that. I never prepare for the other team, blood, but I always respect the other team I'm playing. That's why I always start as a 4-3-3. If it's nice, I'll move and I'll bring in the number 10 in there and take a man out, which I've done in the last game because we are having fun. You know what I'm saying? But you have to earn the right. You have to earn the right to play football, blood. Attitude comes first, blood. And that means being on time, having your subs. All these things are important, bro. If you turn up and you ain't got your shin pads, that tells me you weren't thinking about football last night.
Exactly. You should know that in your bag.
That is, bro. That means you woke up this morning and you weren't even thinking about football. You know what I mean? You should have made sure that was together. You
had man that turn up with no shin pads.
Bro, no, or you get a man texting in the group chat.
Yeah, or he's got shin pads.
And anyone got spare shin pads.
Yeah.
You do that, you're not starting.
Not starting, yeah, fam. Nah, you can't start.
On a slide thing, we've got that.
You haven't tapped in. You haven't tapped in, bro, to the game, bro. You need to lock into that game, bro. From the night before, you need to lock in, blood. You know that, man. I'm a man that talks to my players. So if I need a player to do a certain job for me in the day, I'll tell them the night before, this is what I want from you tomorrow. Make sure you do it, bro. If you turn up without your shin pads, you're not starting.
You weren't on it. Not down for the cause.
This is it. You know what I mean? So man have to do the thing properly. So I had to pattern them up. Do you know what I mean? And then man responded emphatically, blood. So you, man, know when you see the next thing, you're going to see madness. You know what I mean? You're going to see, you saw the pictures. Man was on the pitch and that. You know, like that. You saw the pictures. I was on the pitch. No, I mean it was scenes, bruv. So you man are gonna see Hollywood next week, bruv. So you get you man just do that. Man don't need no more players though. I'm good. You know what I mean? I already been threatening these man. I got man to come in. So you get me? I'm nice with it. You get me? So you man, make sure you slap the like button. Look, you've got it here. You got DGs. Matisse has got
Yeah, he's finally got YouTube now.
That's my man's thing here. You need to pattern up.
You don't even know he's got
the last thing, blood. This thing look like a Wi-Fi password and that.
Yeah, I'm still waiting because I think it's like a week before you can pattern up the end of it. So yeah, we'll get that pattern.
You know what I mean? So you got them two's thing there. Do you know what I'm saying? Make sure you follow the man them. You already know what it is. And then I'm back later anyway at 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I'm here at 6 with Akeem because we didn't do our show yesterday because you was out. And then I'm on Dapo's channel later on tonight at 8:30 as well. You get me? So, do you know what I mean? We're working. You already know how it is, man. You know what I mean? Big up everyone. You man got anything you want to plug, brother? You man got any shows later?
No, you know, I'm good, man. I might do a watch along for the game for Arsenal's game. So obviously, if you're an Arsenal fan, or just give a crap, shout me on my channel. But other than that, nah, man.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Man's just waiting for the Man United game at the weekend. That's when shit's gonna go down. We better win, you know.
You man better win. You man better win. Everyone's going to be on to you because no one's expecting us to win. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want
head-to-head record anymore. That head-to-head record.
Oh yeah, we've damned you every time, innit?
Stinks. We've only won one game. One game.
Ooh.
Now it's the FA Cup. We've lost all the league games and the Carabao Cup game as well. So it's three defeats out of 4.
That's
right. You're not doing too well.
You man, brother. Yeah, we're looking to pam you man again. Still, the pressure's on you. The pressure's on you. You man spent all that money, did what you needed to do. So, bruv, do you know what I mean? It's gonna be interesting. You get me? So
it is.
Yeah, bro. Big up you, man. Do you know what I mean? Slap the likes. I'm gonna catch you man back here at 6 o'clock. And yeah, make sure you check out the Mandem's channel.
Come on.